What is going on, YouTube? So today I got a treat for you, and this is something I know you guys did not know was actually a thing. Did you guys know the U.S. almost had hippo farms rolling down in the south? This is actually a really interesting story, and I can only imagine what the U.S. would look like if this actually went this way. But let's go ahead and explore what this actually meant for the country and the man who almost brought this to fruition. Just remember real quick for me, guys, if you guys like the video, please leave a comment with an idea on anything you guys might know that would be interesting to actually look up and learn about, as well as please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button, hit the notification bell. It's only going to help my channel grow, and I would really like to hit 150 subscribers. I'm really close. I'm at at least at the time of shooting this, I'm at 148. So yeah, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and without further ado, let's learn how hippos almost were around in North America. So, just a real quick heads up, this is obviously not my thing. This is on knowledgenuts.com. If you guys want to actually look up and read this article yourself, please do so there. Show them some love. I actually did get a lot out of this article. So without further ado on that though, let's find out. Well, let's just read the title. The U.S. almost had herds of hippos roaming the South. Okay. In a nutshell, ever wonder what hippopotamus might taste like? Well, if Frederick Russell Burnham had gotten his way in 1910, hippo meat might have become an American specialty. Hoping to fix a food crisis and stop an invasive plant, Burnham and Louisiana congressmen thought it would be a great idea to import hippos to the American South. The whole bushel. Frederick Russell Burnham was quite the character. Once called the most complete human being who ever lived, Burnham was a world traveler, adventurer, and the inspiration for the American Boy Scouts and a fighter in the Matabele and Second Boer Wars in South Africa. He also dreamed up one of the weirdest environmental schemes in U.S. history. In 1910, Burnham promised importing African animals to North America, particularly the hippopotamus. Whatever weirder is that the U.S. Congress thought it was a pretty good idea. So Congress heard this, said, hey, let's take these giant death machines from Africa, let's just stick them in Louisiana. And they were like, okay, this is a great idea. How this ever came to be a thing. And I'm sorry guys, I had to set up in weird things here. Alright, so in early 20th century, Americans were facing a meat shortage thanks to overhunting. Quite a few of the nation's creatures were disappearing. The shoppers were subsequently facing a steak shortage. Believing hippos might solve America's hunger pains, Burnham started talking to high-level politicians and writing articles about the promising future of hippo ranches. And as it so happens, Congressman Robert Fuligny? Bruce Broussard? Of New Iberia? I don't even know where New Iberia is. In Louisiana. Sorry. Thought Burnham's plan was genius. Not only would hippos taste great with ketchup, but they might just solve a problem that was literally growing out of control. So this is that plant that they were talking about. This thing's full of ads. Okay. In 1884, the water hyacinth was introduced to the U.S. by a group of visiting Japanese citizens. While the flower was quite pretty, it was bent on taking over the world, or at least Louisiana. The aquatic plant quickly conquered the Pelican State, filling its rivers, killing its fish, and making sailing quite difficult for cargo ships. Congressman Broussard believed hippos might be just the solution for Louisiana's problem. What better way to fight an invasive species than by introducing another invasive species? So, basically, his idea was, this plant's not supposed to be here. Nothing we have here will eat it, so let's bring in something that'll eat it that will also give us a large amount of meat. That's kind of a crazy way of looking at it. Inspired by Burnham's scheme, Broussard proposed that Congress should spend $250,000 on bringing hippos to the American South. Ex-President Theodore Roosevelt thought it was a bully idea, and respected newspapers like the Washington Post and the New York Times endorsed the plan wholeheartedly. They were going to spend $1 million on this in 1884. Is anybody in the chat over there, if anybody's listening, that's like worth it, what is that exchange rate? That's gotta be like over $1 billion. Or probably not that much, but like, that's a lot of money. Just to bring hippos here to eat a flower. Phase 2 of Burnham's and Brussert's plan involves sending Fritz de Quincey to Louisiana to check around and see if the idea would work out. De Quincey's involvement is just one more bizarre turn to a strange story of De Quincey and Burnham, as De Quincey and Burnham were sworn enemies. De Quincey was a notorious con man and spy who fought against the British during the Second Boer War. In fact, both De Quincey and Burnham had actually been assigned to kill each other, and now here they were working together to bring African mammals to the Gulf Coast. Unfortunately for Burnham, the plan never made it to Phase 3. Congress eventually decided it would be a better idea to drain swamplands to make way for cattle. While anyone living in Louisiana knows the Hyakins are still a major problem, the new idea did solve Americans' meat woes. And now we'll never know what the Hippo Big Mac might have tasted like. So, it was cheaper to just drain swamps and just kill their natural resources, or that whole natural resource, than it was to bring in hippos. Maybe? I don't know. They're both kind of destructive in their own way. So it's hard to say which one would have been better, is kind of where my head's going. It's like, on the one hand, you got hippos. On the other hand, you got these crazy plants. And then on the third hand, you just drain the swamp. On the third hand, you have hippos, which are just dangerous. No one really thought things through back then, but everyone apparently was on board with this. They were like, let's just bring in these hippos. There's actually, I did a video at a different point in time that I can probably link to this if I can find it, but it was like, we actually have wild hippos in South America. And that's a whole other thing that I can read an article on if anybody wants to see it. That's pretty much it in a nutshell, guys. I hope you guys learned something. We almost had hippo farms in North America, essentially down in Louisiana, and my thoughts on it are kind of mixed. It would have been interesting to see like where the South would have went if we had just essentially giant populations of hippos. But I'm on the other side. I'm really glad they didn't, because, like I said, hippos are dangerous and they're also endangered. So it's probably a good thing that they didn't go that way. But I mean, we'll never know. But hey, guys, thank you for watching this far. If you liked the video, please subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.